Thank you for subscribing to the Extra Mile Podcast. Help us out by leaving a review and a 5-star rating wherever you download the show. After leaving a review, slide on into our DMs over on social media at Mississippi DOT and let us know. As a thank you, we have compiled a Google Map list of all of our guests' favorite spots to eat on Mississippi highways. It is our gift to you. Seriously, you guys are the best. We could not do the show without you, and we greatly appreciate the support. Remember, drive smart out there on Mississippi highways.
MDOT presents the Extra Mile Podcast.
Welcome into the latest edition of the Extra Mile Podcast presented by the Mississippi Department of Transportation. I'm Paul Catul, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Will Kraft. And we're back in the MDOT studios after a little hiatus. Very excited for today's guest. We've got State Representative Steve Massengill, who represents Benton, Lafayette, Marshall, and Union counties. And most relevant to MDOT, he is the House Transportation Chair. Representative Massengill, thank you so much for making time for us before the holidays.
Glad to be here, and I do represent Pontotoc, too.
Pontotoc, my apologies.
Dad Pontotoc in there, that's right.
My apologies, adding it right now.
Can't leave anybody out.
That's right.
No,
To
no
the people
way.
of Pontotoc out there listening, he is on top of it right there. He got y'all.
I'm obviously not. Representative Massengill, it's been a while. What you been up to? Any transportation-related events or anything you've attended or anything?
Yeah, we have had a busy summer. We had the groundbreaking up in Ripley earlier, in the year
yeah.
for the big
Yes.
project going up there. Very excited, and I actually went back a couple of weeks later and looked at it, and man, they moved some trees in a short matter of time up there. It is very impressive how they are moving along there. So
Everybody's still excited
awesome.
up there?
they are very excited. It is very exciting. They're looking very forward to it. Of course, I know it's going to be a couple of years, but at least you're seeing progress, so that always gives people hope.
That's
So very excited about that. Yeah, we did a road tour this summer. Will actually went with us and drove the van, and I think we actually had two
Scary.
vans.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We started on the coast and looked at big projects down there, and came up and we looked at, I think it was Delta Industries. We went and visited them, and
Man, if you had an asphalt or concrete plant or a road project between the Gulf Coast and by hell yeah, we took a look at it.
we had made 3 days in 3 different parts of the state, and we looked at road projects, bridges, and asphalt and concrete places in all of those spots. So that was very cool. I thought my committee really came out and participated really good. Had 6 or 7 every day. I tried to get different ones from different parts of the state to go, and so I think they really appreciated that. Saw some cool stuff. Went to, was it Greenville?
I keep getting them backwards. Greenville, because
Greenville,
bypass,
and looked at the bypass over there that had been sitting there for 17 years waiting on asphalt. So that was pretty interesting. But it looked really good. I think they're moving in the right direction there, about to get that finished up, I hope. And then we went up in Benton County, where I live, and looked at that. They call it a high-speed roundabout. And that was a very unique project. We stopped there and watched the trucks come through, and I was very skeptical early on of how that would work, but after the engineers told us the numbers on the accidents before it opened, I think in a 10-year period, he told me there had been 86 major accidents at that intersection. And since then, it's probably been open 5 months maybe now.
Probably, at least, yeah.
There had been 1 minor accident.
Wow.
Just where a truck just wasn't paying attention and he sort of went straight. So, yeah, I am very impressed at how that's come out. So
It does look a little crazy, kind of when you approach it, especially for the first time. 'Cause that's even the
Yes.
first time I had seen it in person.
yeah, if you're just coming into it, you're like, what in the world is this? Because they say high speed, but you're slowing down probably to 35.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like you're rolling through there at 80, but it did keep the flow going. 2 trucks could actually go through it side by side, so that was really good engineering, I thought. I'm just very happy that has worked out like it is. So
That's awesome. We love to give shout outs. Let's shout out Brian
Absolutely.
Hovanek, the MDOT roundabout guru.
That's right.
He loves roundabouts. So when he listens to this, you're going to make him a very happy man.
well, good. Well, I told him I was holding judgment till I saw it finished and how it proceeded. So it's turned out really well. You know, the split at Oxford 7 and 9, they put a new roundabout
Right.
about a year ago, and it has worked. It has worked really good. I think it could have been just a little bigger for the trucks, but it's still, the flow is so much better there. It's just amazing, really, because that's the way I come when I come to Jackson every week. And there were days I'd see cars backed up a half mile, you know, and now there's literally nothing, you know. I mean, there may be one or two cars having to wait just a second, you know, but it has really, really been impressive. So.
I'm personally a huge fan for what that's worth out there. But Brian Hovanek, shouting out again, will be the first to tell you, they're not for every situation, right? Roundabouts don't work in every spot, but they are an excellent tool, you know, in the repertoire.
Yeah.
For situations like what we're just talking about.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll keep continuing on that path and keep doing good. So.
And I think it seems like they keep getting better too. You know, I mean, this is not an indictment of Madison at all, but the hardest roundabout for me to ever navigate is that one at the Renaissance over there.
Yes,
I mean,
it is. You better pay attention there.
Absolutely. Sure. And I guess maybe it's just that many people, but you know that booger is tough. But you know, that was, I don't know how many years ago that thing got put in.
It's been there a while, so
but
yeah.
You know, making progress, seeing more roundabouts around the state. I just can't stand a red light myself. But
well, if you go to Oxford, you'll find plenty of roundabouts because the mayor there really loves them. So.
Well, look, I live out in on the other side of Rankin County in the reservoir area, so I drive down Lakeland every day. So you would think that I have this obsession with red lights, as many as I go through to get downtown every day, but. It is what it is. We make it work. Just lots of people on the road. My grandma used to say, does everybody just wait till I get out to go somewhere? Does nobody work? Just folks driving.
Ridiculous.
So it's been a very good, productive summer for the Transportation Committee. So we're very excited. Looking forward to the next session.
Love to hear it. Thanks for all y'all do.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. Several new faces on the committee as well, right?
Yeah, we do. I always love to get we call them freshmen, to come and participate, and they usually will participate better than the older members because the older members are like, we already know all this.
That's right.
So yeah, a lot of the freshmen came and toured with us, and I think that sort of opened our eyes. I was like, nothing really makes you appreciate things until you go see how bad they are and how good they can be. So I think it's turned out really well.
And you just see the scope of some of those projects, too. When you see the size in person, it's different from looking at a picture.
Yeah, we looked at, that was the 57 project on the coast where they took us into their main headquarters there, and they had a drone fly over the whole site, and that was really interesting how they were able to follow everything with the drone and keep up with what was going on day by day. And
yeah, even like keeping up with the crews and different,
the crews, they could tell where the crews were and how they're progressing on their job, and thought it was really neat. That was probably the best way we saw a road. I mean, excuse me, we drove down some roads, and that's pretty cool, but seeing it through the drone was very interesting.
And the whole of it, you know, without having to go anywhere or move, and being able it's just a massive project, but one that's a great one.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. We got a bunch of great projects and got some more coming. You know, the put money this year through the capacity project for 55 and for Highway 7 out of Oxford, both of those. You know, traffic around Oxford, you know, whether you're a Ole Miss fan or you're just passing through, the traffic there is pretty bad.
Yeah,
because there's just so many people in one little congested area. I went down to the Georgia game the other day at Ole Miss, and I was like, man, we will never get in and we will never get out. But luckily, when they won, well, I mean, we got in pretty good, but when they won and stormed the field, I was like, it's a great time to leave.
There you go.
So
That's smart.
We went right out, and we were gone within 5 minutes. I was like, man, that was so good.
I didn't even think about that. That's pretty smart.
I did the same thing. I watched them rush the field, like, time to go.
Yeah.
Time to head out.
I mean, you had your opportunity, so if you didn't take it, it was your fault.
That's right, man. It's a good model right there. When everybody else is rushing the field, let's go and make out the back door.
Get out of there. Shout out to the Rebs. Shout out to the Rebs. Big winners.
Yeah, the hope of Mississippi right now, honestly.
We'll take it. Hey, listen, another big topic. I know there's a huge appetite, or it seems like a lot of people are talking about the recurring revenue, the upcoming session. You want to kind of talk about that? What's going on with that?
Yeah, me and the chairman of Ways and Means and, of course, the speaker have all been talking about a lot of different avenues. Hopefully we could go on that. And so we're looking at a lot of different ways to get there. We definitely would love to get to another 300 to 500 million a year, dedicated revenue. We're trying to figure out exactly how we can get there.
Sure.
So still looking into all
Is
that.
there anything that's sort of cream of the crop, maybe rising to the top?
Well,
plans-wise?
We've talked about, I hate to give away too many
Sure, that's fair. No.
too many secrets because, you tell too much and gives people time to play defense if they don't like it. So
That's right.
we're looking at a lot of different options.
Sure.
So
I'll pitch it to you this way. I think what is definitely being talked about is a diversified approach.
yeah, the gas tax, which has been stagnant since 1987. And we have put some other ways to get money to our roads and bridges, like the lottery.
Sure.
We definitely are going to try to remove the sunset on the lottery this year.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's
Good.
coming up in 27, but I'd like to go ahead and try to get that done. When we did that, did not think it was going to bring that kind of money
Right.
in. So we might try to divert some of the other money back into that, which could, add another 40 or 50 or 60 million a year. We'll just have to see how that part plays out, but definitely want to do away with the sunset on it. So
Absolutely. I think our sports betting has that same.
yeah. Then the mobile betting, if we could get that added, we could maybe put that in there too. Get it diverted into that.
I forgot that did not get out of.
It did not get out. So, but we're gonna try again on that and see if it gets there. I don't do it, but I know a lot of people that do, and I don't.
Yeah, it wouldn't do me no good.
We ought to give them the opportunity to do it, and we get the taxes off of it
Sure.
instead of them doing it other ways, and we're not getting the taxes off of it.
That's true.
So looking at that, I'm looking at a couple other things some other states have done. I don't love them, but I know Colorado and some other state have put a fee on, like when UPS or FedEx deliver a package to your house.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think I know there's only been a couple states to do it so far, and that's generated a pretty good, it would only be like a quarter, but which is fair, I think, if you can order something and get it delivered to your house and, it costs you a quarter extra.
Sort of substituting you driving to the store
Yeah,
and using
yeah.
that roadway that you're ordering and having that vehicle now still use that roadway but come
Yeah,
to your house.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can sort of see that. Okay.
So looking at that, I don't know how far we can get with that,
Sure.
but I thought we'd at least start talking about it and see what happens. But yeah, we would love to get another 300 to 500 dedicated, and that's not enough. But we try to be realistic.
Sure. I know the
know.
sort of the talking point, not sort of, it is, the talking point is that we're about $485 million a year in a deficit on our maintenance program and about $100 million on that capacity. So that 500 number, obviously, that you're talking about is kind of what we're shooting for. But,
Yeah. If we could, 500 would be great.
Sure.
But in the real world,
That's right.
if you get 3 to 4, you still be really happy.
Oh,
If
anything.
If you got 400 and you could put 300 on maintenance and 100 on capacity, I think everybody would be tickled to death.
Well, hey, and the powers that be here have done, yeoman's work for years now on sort of managing the budget and doing. I'm certain that they'd make it work.
Oh, yeah.
we trot on.
I have no doubt we could do a lot. If you go around the state right now, you see a lot of work being
That's right.
done on the roads. Progress is hard. People don't like it when you're doing it, but man, when it's done, they're tickled to death. So we're gonna get there, hopefully.
right.
So,
I think I wanted to point out one thing I think we've talked about several times now, but it's specific to the gas tax and not taking a position on raising it or lowering it so much here, but it's almost just as a standalone measure. If you were, just were out there and said, well, raise the gas tax. That's how MDOT's funded. Sort of what we've been talking about is, that a cent increase is about $20 million generated.
Yeah. So even if you raised it a dime,
Yeah.
you're still only getting 200 million.
It's not enough.
So yeah, it's not enough. So
you start throwing 25 cents, 30 cents out there. That is not a palatable measure for the taxpayer.
I mean, you
quite.
could fairly raise it 10 cents and probably not even notice it. I've always said, if you're going to get gas, there's usually 2 or 3 gas stations on the corner. One of them's going to be a nickel higher, and the other may be a dime higher, and they're all people are getting gas at all of them.
I got the habit. I just don't even look anymore.
Yeah, so most people don't look. Now, my dad, he is always looking.
Yeah, some people do now.
I'm looking.
There you go, see?
Anything to save a dime.
Whether it's like Gas Saver, whatever that app got real popular there.
Yeah.
You find the cheapest gas around.
So, it's, people would argue for a minute or two and complain, but I think if we raised it a dime, they'd get over it pretty quick.
Well, it fluctuates, and I'd be the first to tell you, just from a purely personal out there on the road, like not MDOT related at all, I don't necessarily notice a little bit of difference in change. And I mean, like you said, you go shop from gas station to gas station, you end up spending, going to use some gas to go from place to place. I mean,
sure.
Again, not the end all be all. That's not the saving grace measure. Right?
No, it's not. We've got to come up with other ways to generate money. I mean, because, as electric vehicles, if they get more popular here, who knows in our rural state if they will get popular. You see a few, but you don't really see a lot of them.
And even the non-EVs, right? They're getting better gas mileage.
Yeah, exactly. I drive a big old Z71, and it gets about 20 miles a gallon.
He's doing his part for the taxpayer. Trying to get
So I always want to be one of the biggest vehicles on the road in case I get run over.
That's right. I don't blame you there at all.
And I do travel a good bit around the state.
Yes,
so
I've seen. That's right.
So that's that. So
there you go.
Absolutely. What about anything sort of non-transportation related? Is there, and again, no obligation to give us an answer here, but anything that you're looking at, working on?
Most of my stuff is probably transportation stuff. I'm still looking at the side-by-sides, making them street legal.
Oh, that's right.
I talked about it last time I was on a little bit, and I have people all the time saying, man, I paid $40,000 for the side-by-side and I can't get on the road legally.
But I mean, you're talking about these things now have headlights, taillights. I mean,
yeah, and if we do go to, if we were to get it passed to where they were street legal, they'd have to have a tag, which would generate a little bit of money, and street legal.
We're talking about local roads too, right? Not highways.
I was talking about 55 and under. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I looked at a bill like that, and I also looked at a bill with non-stripe roads and gravel roads.
Okay.
But bad thing about those, they're going to be on a stripe road to get to those roads.
That's true.
Like I live on a road that's not striped, and I have gravel roads. So, but we have cows about a mile from my house that's actually on a state road. So we jump on the road and drive over there to get to the cows. So. I think as many of those things as there are now in the state, and as big as they are and heavy as they are, and they run pretty good too.
You're right. Some of them, it almost looks like a Jeep.
Yeah, and some of them now get up to $50,000 too. So and the weights on them are putting them pretty close to a car. They're as heavy as a car. So I still wouldn't want to have a wreck in one, but I don't want to have a wreck in anything.
That's right.
So I get the safety part of it, but there's just there's still so many of them out there, and I see them all the time on the road. So if we could make them legal, I mean, a person would still have to have a driver's license and all the normal things that you would have to do to drive a car. So, but we're gonna look at it. You just never know how things are going to go. With some members are going like no, and some members like yeah, that'd be a great idea. So we'll see how it goes.
That's a good topic, just to catch up on it and talk about and discuss, see what's out there, because that is, I mean, I got friends and family that live that life and they drive them things. That's every weekend.
Oh yeah. You'll have groups that get together of 30 and 40 of them
Oh,
and just
yeah.
ride, you know. So
That place down in about, I guess, maybe Seminary Collins over on
I
the
see
left
it every
side.
time I go that way.
That joker. We needed to do a survey on how to put that bill together. I bet
Yeah.
you get some answers out there.
No doubt.
It's a big crew.
Yeah.
Anything? What was the one I was thinking about? And I can't. I don't remember if it passed last year or not. Forgive me for stuttering there. I think it was the wine, the alcohol sales or wine direct shipment or
Direct
something.
ship of wine.
Is that thing still out there?
Still out there and still not passed.
That's probably not. You know, do you have?
Well,
any,
I don't drink, but I do have people that want wine delivered to their houses.
so that one still hadn't
hear
passed.
that all the time. I know one of my representative friends' wife was in Spain a couple weeks ago, and she was wanting to ship some stuff back and couldn't do it. You know,
I don't think that'll go through the transportation committee.
no,
but, you know,
probably not going to come to us, but I would be all for it, you know. So.
I've heard lots of opinions both ways. I think
I mean,
I'm for it.
I'm for making the state completely, and like I said, I do not drink, but I am for the state being completely wet. You know, I live in a dry county. All my county is completely dry, cities, county, and all. And
Mine was until I moved out. When I moved to Rankin County about 2014 or so, maybe not too long after Simpson County. Actually, Simpson County is one of the few, and I'm going to mess this up, I know, but has flip-flopped, has been wet and went dry and then has gone back wet.
Yeah.
But I missed all of that.
They just can't figure it out, can they? That's crazy.
But times are changing, and man, but if you used to had to go to Georgetown or come to Jackson, everybody was going to do it anyway. So
Yeah,
at least
I mean,
they're
if somebody wants to drink, they're going to drink.
That's
so.
right.
No doubt, no
I don't
doubt.
get it.
I'd just soon for them to be able to get it close to their home and not have to drive too much, you know.
That's a
For
good
sure.
point right there. So just purely, it's safer that way.
Yeah. So.
For sure. Hey, lots going on in the transportation community of the house. Lots of stuff happening in 2025 for sure.
No doubt.
Let's hit the fun questions.
That's
Will,
right.
what do you think?
Absolutely.
And we got a little twist on it today.
That's right. We're going to change things up just a hair for you. These are some hot takes. I know we'll get some feedback on these, but we always talk about food and music. So it is the season. We probably won't be able to catch up with you again on the show till after the holidays. So a favorite or least favorite or both Thanksgiving dish. What you got?
My favorite is my mom makes a sweet potato dish with brown sugar on top of it.
Absolutely.
And it is to die for.
I love that because it's actually a side, but
Yeah.
it's really a dessert.
It's a dessert, but it's a side.
Sneak it in there as a
Yeah,
side.
you can sneak it in on your regular plate before you
potatoes.
go to dessert. So that is probably my favorite dish. And my mom will cook enough food to feed 100 people,
We'll be there.
and there's only 40 of us probably. So if anybody else wants to come, they're very welcome.
What's that address? Add it to the list. That's our food recommendation. Yeah.
So that is my favorite. I don't really know if I have a least at Thanksgiving. I don't love green beans, so there's always green beans.
I was about to say, I think my least favorite was going to be the green bean casserole.
Yeah, I'm probably going to skip that one. So
And me and Paul were talking before the show, it's not so much a vote against the green beans. It's just a vote for all the other dishes.
yeah, there's
Oh, so much. Yeah.
You can only put so much on your plate.
That's right.
So.
And my uncle makes a deep fried turkey. It's probably my uncle and my grandfather. He probably learned it from him, I assume, but they make a deep fried turkey. That's my favorite. Man, it's so good. What you got, Paul?
That's pretty good right there. And you did mention the green beans.
Yep.
Anti-green beans here, the podcast this morning.
Normal green beans, just cooked. I love them.
Sure.
You throw them in that casserole, and I guess it's mayonnaise or something in there. It just throws me off. I can't do it.
I understand. Yeah, I'm just going to go with turkey, but the key is to make the gravy from scratch
Oh.
with backbone and giblets and that
Okay.
sort of thing.
That is good.
That's how you do it. And I'm on a anti-processed food kick, so any
right.
of those congealed like casseroles, like my family makes, I just can't do it.
Nah.
I don't know why. It freaks me out a little bit.
The only thing I want congealed is the cranberry sauce. I
Fair
want that
enough.
thing straight out the can with the little ring lines around it. That's the way I want it.
Love it.
That's good. Well, and then that's excellent answers. Now I'm hungry, and big time Thanksgiving coming up. This episode will come out on Tuesday, the week of Thanksgiving. So while we're at it, happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, and then we'll ask you one more fun question right after Thanksgiving. Of course, is Christmas. Do you have a favorite Christmas song that just warms your heart?
Man, I guess I get this from my grandmother, but I love Christmas. I mean, we spent all day Saturday decorating. I put up a tree at Jackson when I get down here. So
Nice.
my favorite song, man, I love them all. I really do.
was about to say, maybe we should preface that. Are you a Christmas music person?
Yeah, I do. When I get to Jackson, I find the station and I turn it on.
Okay.
It's playing it already. So
You're right. 98.7.
yeah, I already got it going. Man, I don't know. I do. I love them all. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
You know, but I love them all. It don't really even matter.
All right.
Big Christmas music.
Yeah.
Hey, that question honestly could be like, are you a Christmas music person or not? Because I feel like that's a divide right there.
It is.
Some people love it, some people hate it. I've already heard Mariah Carey too many times this year, but other than that, I'm here for it. And then if anybody watched the Thursday night football game that was last night, I guess about 4 nights ago when this airs, full-on snow and blizzard in Cleveland last night for that Pittsburgh and Cleveland game.
I didn't even see that.
We were putting up decorations and had the snowy football game going. It felt like it. Christmas is here. I don't want to skip Thanksgiving, but hey, the seasons are here.
Sure. What a guy, Jameis Winston.
He's a national treasure.
Go
that's for sure.
Google him on YouTube if you don't know him, and just he has a few things to say for sure.
Yeah.
Very very fun.
They're always wonderful. You're going to question your sense of reality when he starts talking, but yeah, good stuff.
No doubt. Well, Chairman Massengill, I know it's busy before holidays. Thanks for coming and speaking with us today.
Man, I really appreciate it. Love your show. Love being a guest, and hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
and
Sam.
to everybody out there too.
That's right.
Same to you. We'll go ahead and wrap things there. Thank you to tuning in, watching, listening to the Extra Mile podcast. You can watch and listen to episodes by visiting gomdot.com/The Extra Mile. Follow us on social media at Mississippi DOT is the handle. We want to thank our editor-producer, Drew Hall, for holding things down behind the scenes. And remember to drive smart out there on Mississippi highways.